Hi, this is Julia. Today's topic is function point method for software and system projects in Chapter 5. And we know in estimating there are two approaches, top-down approach and bottom-up approach. And function point method is one of the top-down approach. In the software industry, software development projects are frequently estimated using weighted macro variables called function points. And the function points are major parameters like the number of inputs, the number of outputs, the number of inquiries, the number of files, and the number of interfaces. Okay, so they are only rough estimation. The parameters used for rough estimation of the software development effort, and so you can get you can estimate the software development duration. So in the software industry, according to the software industry, 1% months represents on average 5 function points. So I think you should remember this. 1% months represents on average 5 function points. And according to the historical data, a small, a basic simplified function point count process is developed. And if you look at the slide number 12 in Chapter 5, this table is a standard simplified basic function point count table for a software project. Okay, so if you look at the parameters, we have the number of inputs, and you should also know the rated complexity level for the number of inputs. If the complexity level is low, which means you will use the weight 2. And if the complexity level is average, and the weight will be 3. And if the complexity level for the inputs is high, the weight will be 4. Then you use the number of inputs times the weight factor. You get the total function points for inputs. All right. So look at the example on slide number 13 of chapter 5, and you can find the same example in your textbook in Chapter 5. So this example is about a software development project. The project name is Patient Admitting and Billing. And this example tells us the number of each parameters and the complexity level rating. Based upon the complexity level rating, you can get the complexity weight. Okay, for example, if you look at inputs, the number of inputs is 15, and the complexity is rated as low. Go back to our standard table, you can find if it's low complexity, the weight will be 2. That's how we get 2 here, and we use 15 times 2, we get the total 30 function points for inputs. For the same logic, if we look at the number of the outputs, we have 5. And the complexity is rated as average. And go back to our complexity weighting table, you will find the average weighting for outputs will be 6. So that's how you get 6 here. You use 5 times 6, you get 30. Then you can go on to fill in a table and time them up, get the overall total. So then you add them up to this, 660 function points. Remember, the unit is 660 function points. Remember, 1% months is equal to 5 function points. So if we have if this project requires 660 function points and 660 divided by 5, the project will require 132 person months. If we have 10 programmers working on this project, it means we use 132 divided by 10, the project will take 13 months. And if the monthly salary is 4,000, then you use 132 person months times 4,000. you will get the total project cost $528,000. Okay, so this is a small example from Chapter 5. In your homework, you have a similar question, and I hope you can use this example to figure out your homework solution. Thank you.